Hello farmers, welcome back to East Vineland. We have vaulted to the month of June. Not much went on in the rest of the month of April other than, yes, the other grass contract did come up. That paid about 12 grand and I got about maybe just as much in hay bales from that field. So that vaulted the money up quite a bit. There wasn't many fertilizing jobs left. When I did get one contract and I was in the field, I was checking the other farmers' fields and basically every field was fully fertilized. So I was like, okay, not going to get many of those. Month of May came along, and yeah, there was nothing really for contracts except for weeding contracts. Not spraying for weeds, but dragging a weeder behind. And none of them looked that well to me. And excuse me, Mrs. Chicken, what are you doing out of your chicken coop? You might want to get back in there at some point. Yeah, but there was no contracts in the month of May that appealed to me at all. So skipped ahead to the month of June. And in the month of June, it is harvest time. Kind of interesting. I got up at 8, and the field right next to us, that was ready for harvest. It is now 8:16, and the field is already harvested. But I do got 2 harvesting contracts I've already accepted. Hopefully they're still there when I get to them. But our grass fields have regrown. They are technically ready for harvest, but we're going to wait another month before the grass is fully grown. But what we need to do is, first off, I need to go back and turn off flight mode so I can get into my vehicles. There we go. We got to spray our grass fields or spread our grass fields with fertilizer. And as we know, this is not going to take long at all. But I did get the money up to 200 grand, as you see. I did have to spend another 10, actually I think it's 12,000 for fertilizer for our spreader because, well, I ran out. So I had to go down and top off on that. So, but either way, fertilizing contracts do pay off for us rather well. And there is our first grass field taken care of. Our sideless bales are fermenting, but I don't want to sell those unless I have to, unless I want the cash. Our soybean field is, well, I don't want to say perfect, but it's good on the fertilizer. Soybeans do not require any fertilizer whatsoever, so we're going to skip on that. And let's take care of our other grass field. The sheep are doing very well. They're 100% healthy, and they are now reproducing. So I think it's going to be like 8 months before we get more sheep. We do have some milk over there, not a whole lot. The production isn't the greatest. I think we're at 250 liters of milk right now. It is what it is. We'll get out of it what we get out of it. Not that big of a deal. It's there just to give us something else to do and some side money along the way for our hay bales that we have. The field that we're going to be trying to buy here at some point, and we're getting kind of close to being able to do so, is kind of right behind us. And it's nothing more than a grass meadow for, I think it's $240,000 is going for. I haven't had a chance yet to look at the other plots of land around here for what they're going for when the property has all the buildings on it. I'm not sure if I want to give myself a deal on those lots or not. By not giving us a deal, that means we're going to have to wait a while before we can afford it because they are rather expensive. But at least we'll be doing it the right way. I think I'm going to hold out on to giving myself a deal on those lots of land. I think that as we move along here, we'll start earning more and more cash as we advance, and then then we'll be able to afford the land as at that point, which just means I got to do more contracts, which is fine because it's still farming. We are still farming and doing what farmers need to do. All right, so our grass field is. Sorry, sheep, you're going to get a little fertilizer with you. There, our grass fields are looking really, really good now. So they're all set for next month. So if we jump out of our tractor and look here, the pH value is okay, but we're not losing that much. Yield potential is 125. Our expected yield is 120. Yeah, I do need to put some lime down. Need to put lime down in all of our fields. So I think when fall comes, and we do our harvesting, we'll throw some lime down in all the fields and we'll get a better environmental score, we'll get a better yield off our fields, so on and so forth. So that takes care of all of our fields for the month of June. Yeah, all of them. We're all set. All set in that sense. I don't know why I keep bringing this over here. Like, I'm not parking stuff here anymore. We got to go back to where our sheds are. We got to drop this off. We got to pick up our baler because the 2 contracts we're doing today are oats, which means we're going to get some straw off those fields. And oats usually does give more straw than the other crops. At least it did in 19. I don't know if it still does in 22. Have no idea. I was going to drop my fertilizer spreader off there, but let's not park it too close to the road. We don't want someone running into it and damaging it. And I just unloaded it, which is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to drop it off. Okay, well, fertilizer everywhere. It's fine. It's all good. Let's get our baler here. Condition seems a little down, so let's go back over to our toolboxes, and we'll give it a good repair. Oop. Traffic. Always traffic. So we'll spend a little cash repairing our tractor and our baler. It'll be good to go for today. For fuel, I might as well go top off on the fuel on the way down as well. Alright, so how expensive is this going to be for a fix? So $142 to repair the baler, so that's not bad. And the Class Arion is going to cost me $12.56. But at least everything is in top-notch condition now. Let's stop past our fuel refinery on the way down. We'll top off with diesel. It'll take a couple seconds. I do have about 5,000 liters of pig food I could sell. The problem is it does not show on the economy page, so I don't know when is a good time to sell it. Or is pig food like a set price and it doesn't change in price? I don't know why it's not there, but that's the way it is. No, let's back up a little bit here. Refuel. Alright, we are good to go. I already got the combine and the trailer and the tractor that we got for borrowing the items for the contract all set to go. So we're going to be in the combine, and I got to get one of the Franks to follow up behind us and our equipment to bale up the straw. Alright, so here we are. We're just right across from the store, which is right over there. So that's why I'm doing this field first. Let's see, we got the baler down, pickups down, unfolded. Let's go ahead and turn it on. And let's see, we want you to follow. Nope, I want you to follow. Nope, you had it. There we go, follow the New Holland, the 770. Fire up this bad boy. Put the header on down. And let's start harvesting. Now the good thing is, I suppose the grain for both contracts are going to the same sell point. So I can fill the trailer as much as I can before I go deliver. And any extra leftover oats, I think I'm gonna bring it on down and put it into the chicken coop, because we are up to 140 chickens, and the feed is getting a little bit low on them in some areas. So any leftover grain, if I can keep it, we'll bring it on down to the chickens. Now some people may be asking, why not, why did I borrow items when I have a harvester and I could have done it with my own equipment? Well, a couple reasons. One, our header isn't as big as we're going to get for the contracts we have. So time-wise, this will be quicker. Two, all the fields have stones in them, so I'll get a little bit more wear and tear on my equipment than I want to, even though the repair status isn't as bad, because I do still run the mod for reduced repairs. But basically, mainly, is because of the header size. I think our header's a 4 meter, and I think this is going to be a 6 meter header. I did reset the bale counter on our balers so we can see how many bales we get off these fields. There is about, I'm going to say about 8 fields that are ready for harvest today. So I don't know how many contracts I'll get, but I'm going to try to get as many as I can. Then once we have enough money, which is like $243,000, I'm probably going to buy that piece of land right behind our soybean field. And I know I've been saying I'm going to buy it to put sheds down, but I may actually go ahead and first we'll cut the grass in the field and then maybe expand the soybean field even further. But we'll have to see because, yeah, I'm not going to have the money to buy any sheds once I buy the land anyways. And I might just save all the money and put all the sheds down where the map modder had all the sheds to begin with. Not in the same exact spaces, not the same exact equipment, but I don't know. I'll change my plan over 20 times over before I even buy the land, probably. This field here is a little bigger than it looked like before I accepted the contract, but it didn't matter to me. It's like, okay, we got to do contracts. Actually, I didn't check. I kind of forgot. I actually have a field that might be ready for harvest as well. Let's go ahead and check on that. Field 49, I think it is. 41. Is that ready for harvest? No, it is not. Not even close. Not even close. So yeah, we're doing the contract in this field here. And we're doing the contract in field 58, which is a much bigger field. Kind of. It's this field here and this one here. And I hope to get all these contracts here. Mainly, we're going to make the money off of selling the straw bales. We know that always pans out really good for us. See, 55%. So I may not make it back around. So while we're here, well, I know one thing I can't do, and that's back up with follow me going. So let's see. I'll move the tractor and trailer to unload. And I'm going to leave the tractor running because it's not my tractor, not my fuel. So, he'll be just fine. Kind of hoping I can fit the whole field in this trailer. Because the grade needs to go to the northern part of the map. So I'm thinking we might get it all in.
You're taking my hand, leading the way, staying the night. Looking at you, making your moves, there is no silence. I wish you'd never let go. All this moving in the zone, I'ma lose it out of control. Yeah. Looking so sweet, but you're dynamite. I just wanna dance with you. Feeling that burn, I'm not getting out. Yeah. Baby, you make me lose my mind. Maybe you wanna stay the night. Time goes fast, I don't care. I've known you long enough. When we go, we lose track of time. You and I, we can stay inside. Time goes fast, I don't care. I've known you long enough. I know what I want, know that I care. Nothing can change that. Talk to me, babe, fall for me, babe. Need you to hear me. Never have I felt this way. I hope you feel the same. I'ma lose it out of control. Looking so sweet, but you're dynamite. I just wanna dance with you. Feeling that burn, I'm not getting out. Yeah. Baby, you make me lose my mind. Maybe you wanna stay the night. Time goes fast, I don't care. I've known you long enough. When we go, we lose track of time. You and I, we can stay inside. Time goes fast, I don't care. I've known you long enough. Yeah, I wanna get there, I wanna get there. Just take my hand. Yeah, I wanna get there, I wanna get there. Just in my mind. Yeah, I wanna get there, I wanna get there. Just take my hand. Yeah, I wanna get there, I wanna get there. Just in my mind. I fell for you, you made it easy.
Well, we ended up getting about 24,000 liters of oats off that field. Now, I don't know if it's going to complete the contract I just did, or is the first set of oats going to go to, I believe this is field here on the left, because that's oats as well, and both need to be delivered up here. So I may try to fulfill the contract to the field to our left first before the one I harvested. But either way, I got to put the same amount of oats in, so it doesn't really matter. And I wouldn't be able to collect on the other contract either if I were to complete it, because I think that's the contract I borrowed the equipment on. Let's go ahead and dump this on in. And according to the map, this should be the place we need to go. Yep, money's not going anywhere, so we are okay. Yep, so it's actually fulfilling the contract in field 58 first, which is fine. That is perfectly fine. Like I said, the same amount's got to go there anyways. Let me turn off the beacons because we don't need that. We're going to actually turn off this tractor here. And now what I'm going to do is actually going to teleport on over to our 710. And I kind of buried it in here, but we're going to grab the baling trailer. I want to go down and grab the straw bales off that field and go sell them. I think our 710 can handle it if I can get out of here. There we go. Baling trailer is just right around the corner here. I think 710 has enough horsepower to go ahead and do what we need to do. Although it may take me a while to get down there. I'll get down there either way. Pick up those bales, we'll go sell them. So I want to see how much money I get out the field just in straw alone. And I was thinking about collecting all the straw bales together and sell them. But I actually want to see how much money I make off of each contract just in the straw. Yeah, this little 710 got to speed rather well. Top speed should be 15, I think. And actually be hit popping out. Might be going downhill though. Won't do as well coming back with all the straw bales on it, but we'll see how it performs. If it can't perform, well then our class Arion's down here. I'll just switch up to that and we'll go sell the straw bales that way. So month of June looks like it's going to be all harvesting contracts. Harvesting contracts don't pay that well. They pay okay. What makes it worth it is when you run the mod for collecting the straw off the field. And that definitely makes it worth it. Really, fertilizing contracts is about the only contract, as far as the base game goes, in my opinion, that's worth doing. Like the plowing contracts that I do, I am using a modded plow for that, so that makes the job a little bit quicker. And like I just said, the harvesting contracts are not that bad. They're okay. But without the mod of picking up the straw, I think harvesting that field I just did was going to be like $3,000. And it's actually going to cost me less than that, or pay me less than that, because I think it was like $800 to borrow the equipment to harvest that field. Field 58 is a little bit better because it is bigger, but I think even that contract's not even $6,000. But I mean, yeah, you need the money, right? So you got to do it. Eventually we'll have enough fields of our own to maintain. And we might be too busy to be doing contracts. Let's see if my trailer's all set. Should be. Operating position. We're all set to pick up the bales. And then we'll see where I want to bring the bales. Usually the bale price isn't that different from one sale point to another. So I just may pick like the biomass heating plant. It's going to be on the way to the other field. That's almost right across from the BGA. Is where we got to go with them. You'll have to bring this equipment on up and then start the harvest in the other field. Should just pick it right up. Or do that. There we go. Should be good to go now. Whoops, I almost didn't see that. I don't know why that didn't pick it on up. There we go. Just had to change the settings on the trailer. I was hoping I didn't stop with the 710. Once it's up to speed here, we're fine, but if I stop, it's a little bit of a problem. Bales don't look that big until you drive a 710 John Deere, then you realize how big these straw bales are. It might be a little bit too much for the 710, but seems to be doing okay still. So it looks like 15 bales is the number off this field here. Alright, so, I mean, I will check the pricing just to, I mean, there might be a difference, but I doubt there's going to be much of one. 37, 37, 36. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. And the biomass heating plant is offering the best price right now. Price is dropping everywhere, which I can imagine because everyone's starting to harvest their fields. And I can imagine a lot of people are bringing straw in, so the price of straw isn't the greatest. But this is like a little bonus from doing the contract on field number 23. I don't have any beacons on this tractor here, so hopefully people will stay out of my way. Might be a smart thing to do. Let's see what we can get for 15 bales. I forgot how big the bales are for straw on 125 centimeter. I'm not sure if I want to even look behind me because I'm sure there's going to be a line of traffic. I'm probably holding up. I did slow down to about 6 miles an hour at one point because I was going uphill. But other than that, the 710 is performing rather well. Although I will say with an auto-loading trailer like I got behind me, I don't think the bales technically are on the trailer, so that weight that's all back there probably really isn't there. So that's why it's not having too much of an issue. I'm sure if I were to settle the bales on the trailer, which I could try here in just a moment, but I don't know if I want to do it while I'm driving. Yeah, sure, why not? It could be fun. Alright, so they all should be technically on the trailer now, because I've loaded them on the trailer. And we're still hauling the mail. Not sure if I'm going to be buying the BGA in the future either. I want to stay away from the production buildings somewhat. I don't want to be doing it as much as I am on No Man's Land. Maybe have just like a handful on this one. There's a stop sign here, but let's see, no traffic that way. No traffic that way, we should be okay. Got hung up the, oh, okay, it was a trailer actually hitting the fence. Thought I bottomed out there for a second. I was like, that can't be right. See if I can get them all in one go. Don't think that's going to be possible. Alright, so let's see. It's going to be somewhere around $6,000. I don't have super strength on. Alright, so that's not too bad. $6,000 of straw off that field pays more than the contract itself. But I should get a lot more straw off the other field number 58. And like I said, I think the contract that I haven't completed it yet, but I think this contract here, we're getting paid $3,200 for it, but this is the one I borrowed it on, so it's going to be like $700 less. So yeah, it's going to be $2,500 for that contract, and it's only $52.38 for field number 58, and that is a pretty big field actually. So yeah, the contract's not paying that well, but I am on hard economy, and that does affect your contracts and what they pay out. So just got to keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to bring the 710 and the baling trailer on up. Park that at field 58, and then we'll have to go and, field 58 is actually over this way. Then I'll have to go on down, get the harvester, get the, I think that's a Class Arion that we're borrowing for the contract as well, and the trailer, bring that on up. Oh, sorry, no, that's already up here. I need my Class Arion and the baler so I can get the straw off the field and get that contract done. And we'll see how many more harvesting contracts come up in the month of June. Hopefully enough come up, and I think they will come up where we can afford possibly buying the other piece of land. I may get curious and look around for other possibilities of land while I'm doing the harvesting contract in field number 58, but I'm guessing we're going to be buying that one for $240, that grass meadow. At least I'll get some grass off it before I turn it over, and I don't know. Don't know if I want an extension of the soybean field or just make it a second field and have different crops in it, but we'll have to wait and see. But I think that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in East Vineland. But until then, have a good one.